Hi guys, I'm back with my second out here for the Hey Little Magpie blog post, and this again was the main point of this. Is I had those lovely embellishments that I'd made and I wanted to use those up. I had these couple of pieces of paper that again have been lying around on my desk and I wanted to get them used up, but they weren't necessarily going to work 100% well with what I had in mind, so I am just adding a little bit of gesso to the background here. And I do love that gesso, you can build it up into kind of quite a heavy layer, and I have used it with stencils before. Or you can just take a brush here like I'm doing and just create you know, a nice background. And I have one photo that I'm going to be putting on this layout, and this is a 5x7 photo, I believe. And so I know that that's going to take up quite a large place on this layout. So I was just drying those up, and then I'm just adding my mists over. I would say if you are going to use like the Dilutions mists over gesso, it does spread. You don't kind of get a nice fine droplet, but I'm perfectly fine with that because I just wanted to create some texture in the background, because I am going to be building layers on top of this. So as I said, I'm just using the some sort of grey mists and things here and some black mist. What you'll see here is that I am then using some sequins to create a frame around this space. I worked out where my photo was going to go, and you can see that I've just pencil marked around that. And then I'm just taking these kind of like clear grey and white sequins, and the white ones aren't necessarily kind of that metallic. And I am just using my wet glue and sticking these sequins around. I'm sure if you're like me, you have loads of sequins, and lots of the new collections are also coming out with sequins as well. And I'd already had the embellishments that I'd made for this layout, and the previous layout I made was quite a simple one. So I thought with this layout I just wanted to have a play and have, you know, try out some different textures. And so I decided that I would use this technique. I would say it is quite a time-keeping one, so I did cut that part of the video out because I thought you really don't want to be watching me spread those out. And I also did kind of leave the spaces blank where I knew that my embellishment clusters were going to cover, because as I said, it did take a while, and then it took quite a long time to dry. And you can't use your heat gun with the sequins because they kind of frazzle and start to curl up, so that's really not a good plan. I am just using my 3D foam. I did actually then run out of my 3D like tape, so I'm having to use these smaller ones because you have to pop the photo up because those sequins do create some dimension. But I really love how they look, and I did start just using just white, but I really like those little pops of sort of the grey ones, and it kind of picks up some of the misting that I've done in the background as well. So I am just sorting out my 3D foam there, and then I'm going to add my photo. And as you can see, I've layered one of my clusters in between the photo mat and over the photo, and there was kind of a bit of dead space there in this photo. Again, because I've used the sequins and that has created dimension, and the photo, as I say, is then non-dimensional, I'm having to pop up that embellishment cluster as well. And I did just want to peel a little bit off of the doily, and that was absolutely fine, so I did kind of modify that cluster slightly, but it worked really well, so I'm absolutely fine with that. Here I'm just taking a bit of leftover paper that I used in the last layout, and again I'm keeping with the colour themes quite similar here, so using the teal, the yellow, with the black and white. And I'm then just going to cut this piece into sort of a fishtail banner, and then I'm going to use a little bit of a scrap of that up on the top there, because again I just want to make sure that it all kind of works together quite nicely. And again, you can see here I'm just peeling my photo up and down, trying to work out where I want to put this piece. It is quite a bold design, so I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to use that on this layout. So you will see me sort of fuss quite a bit. But you know, just stick it down, because like I said, the worst case is you can just peel it up. But I had real fun, and because I had that sequin texture on here, I really didn't want to add too much over it. And as I said, I've already got a kind of lot of detail up there in that top main cluster. I say there's a lot of detail there. So I'm just going through the Chamel pad here, seeing if there's anything else I want to add. And again, I've taken this cut apart sheet and just cutting them out. And as I said before, I love using the 6x6 pads, because these kind of larger cut aparts that would be on 12x12 are shrunk down, and they're really great for using in your embellishments and embellishment clusters, because you know they have the same words and sayings and stuff, but they just work so much better because they're tiny. So I am still playing about with this card and trying to work out what I can do and where I can use it. I know that I want to echo that sort of fishtail that's up in that very top cluster. I didn't have any more of that smaller you know, horizontal stripe paper left, but that's fine because I'm just cutting this down to make the kind of proportions of the chevron work a lot better. And I'm just then using these turquoise and yellow tags, and it worked really well because both of these kind of went well with the travel kind of theme. There is quite a lot of travel stuff in the Chamel collection, which is fab because, you know, this is going in my travel album. And this is a travel layout that is more, it is a photo from when we were there. I have scrapped the photo previously, but this will be going in my kind of retrospective part of my American album, which I went to America in 2012. And this would be more retrospective, and there is a lot of journaling that is going to go behind this layout. And it's going to be kind of my thoughts and feelings about going to America now, sort of 2 years down the line, and things like that. So that's why, you know, I don't mind that I've scrapped this photo before because it's got a different meaning to it. You'll see here that I pulled out some of the additional kind of stars that were cut and I didn't actually use to make embellishments, but I did keep them all together because I thought that they coordinate well. So I have just sprinkled those like over the cards and over the top cluster, and it just adds something to the layout. Again, I'm just using some 3D foam to pop some bits up. And as I'd already pulled these out, I thought I might as well, you know, use these as well somewhere. I'm trying really hard to not cover up too much of those sequins. I don't scrap chronologically, so I'm not too bothered that I've used, you know, the same kind of embellishments on 3 or 4 different layouts that will be going in my American album, because then I've got 3 albums, so they're not even going to be necessarily in the same album because they're all from different parts of the trip. So you can use it as an intentional thing, so you carry like those little small circles and you could just batch make those up, you know, like crazy, and then just add embellishments as you go, so that would just create continuity for your album. I know quite a lot of people do that for like the December daily projects and journal your Christmas and things. You know, in advance make up lots and lots of embellishments to use just to add that continuity. So I'm just finishing up here, just adding some stickers, and then I'm just taking these very old October afternoon ones, and again I apologise that, you know, these aren't something you probably get now because but I am on a mission to use up my older stash, but I just wanted to show you how you can mix it with the newer things, and actually the main features on this layout are from the newer collections. So I would also want to point out that that yellow in that You Are My Happy is from the Pebbles collection, and then the yellow from that the little sayings card is from the Chamel collection, and they work perfectly. So please don't be afraid to mix your different collections because actually the colours all end up working really well together. So I'm just taking this other piece of Jelly Bean soup paper and just mounting that up, and it just makes everything pop and everything work really well together. So thank you very much for watching this video, and do go and check out the blog post for more photos. I'll link below. Cheers, bye!